Well, good morning. Um, this morning, I want to talk about metta practice, loving kindness practice. And yeah, I think, I've read that the word metta comes from metta, which means friendship. Um, and that metta is really um, sitting in the seat in an attitude of friendship with whatever arises. In a sense of someone who is really a deep and good friend is with you when you're having a hard time or even when you're being difficult. Your friend stays with you. Your friend is still your friend. And this is sort of what we're cultivating. I have some quotes from Christina Feldman to start us off. Our first quote: the cultivation of unconditional and immeasurable kindness toward ourselves is placed at the beginning of the path. I'll read that again. The cultivation of unconditional and immeasurable kindness to ourselves is placed at the beginning of the path. At the beginning of the path, being kind to ourselves. I like that Christina places it in this way. There is the story, many of us have probably heard this story, of the time some maybe 25 or 30 years ago that a large group of Western Dharma teachers um, came to visit the Dalai Lama. And the question they asked the Dalai Lama is, what do you do about how self-negative people are that they deal with? Their students themselves, you know, there's so much self-deprecation that we all experience, judging and, you know. And the Dalai Lama didn't even understand what they were talking about. The Dalai Lama, of course, now understands what they were talking about. He's had a lot more exposure. Um, so why I bring that up is in the sense that that wasn't a primary concern to the Buddha. The students that came in those days were not filled with those kinds of thoughts. That's a much more modern experience. And it's a profoundly significant one for all of us, for us in the West, because as long as we sit in that seat of self-blame and self-judgment and self-hatred, progress on the path is, just spirals or circles back to lots of explanations and stories about how come I'm like this? How can I be better than I am? How can I not be this? And we have been working for years talking about how what arises in our experience is not me. We've used Thich Nhat Hanh's teachings, we've used many, many teachings to say that the thoughts that arise, the emotions that arise, the sensations in the body arise, are not me. And for the most part, I think most people in the West hearing that don't know how to take that in, don't know how to even work with that. So this practice of metta is how to work with that. This practice of uh, putting aside the intellectual idea that these things are not me and sitting in the seat of friendship, the cultivation of unconditional and immeasurable kindness toward ourselves is placed at the beginning of the path. The Buddha was very clear in stating that we could search the entire world and not find anyone more deserving of kindness and care than ourselves. There's another difficult statement to take in. The Buddha was very clear in stating that we could search the entire world and not find anyone more deserving of kindness and care than ourselves. Take that in. Take that in. When it says in the Metta Sutta, in the Sutta of loving kindness, that we should send loving kindness to all beings, we need to remember that we are one of those all beings. We're not separated out. And, you can get lost in the vastness of all beings and say all beings are deserving of kindness and care, which of course is absolute. What is the value of knowing that all beings deserve kindness and care? It's freedom. Freedom from discrimination, freedom from judgment, freedom from an analysis of who deserves and who does not. The machine you're looking at the moment deserves kindness and care. It exists. It is. It's created. Effort was made over, decades to reach the place where this machine is serving you. And even if it didn't serve you, even when you want to throw it across the room, it deserves kindness and care. So when you get upset with it, at least I get upset with it a lot, you take a breath, you take another breath, maybe you take yet another breath, and you go, okay, let me figure out what to do. The most profound shift any of us can make as a human being is the shift from aversion to kindness, abandoning to befriending. The most profound shift any of us can make as a human being is the shift from aversion to kindness, abandoning to befriending. Extraordinary. Extraordinary. Many of us are dedicated, at least in our hearts, to befriending the earth, to caring and kindness toward the earth, toward the water, the air, the rocks, the soil, the plants, the animals. Maybe even some of us extend far enough to befriending bacteria and fungi. Difficult for many. All of this aliveness that we experience, if we separate out, oh, rocks, soil, they don't have any feelings, they're not alive, they're just nothing. We can take giant machines and, smash them and dig holes in them, and without a thought, without a care. Kindness to the rock. That's very much part of the culture we are living in. Imagine its opposite. Imagine treating every bit of soil and rock, every bit of water and air as living beings, deserving of care and kindness. When we extend our benevolence, our unconditional and immeasurable kindness toward everything, then extending it towards ourselves becomes easier. How do we separate ourselves? Well, we do, but separating ourselves from all life, from all that is, from the entirety of what we experience. No. No. So Christina suggests, make a shift from creating and recreating patterns of suffering and anguish to cultivating and recultivating patterns of well-being and peace. Make a shift from creating and recreating patterns of suffering and anguish to cultivating and recultivating patterns of well-being and peace. So to do this work, some time ago, I took a section of the Metta Sutta and I edited it. How dare I? And what I wanted to do was focus in two specific ways. I wanted to focus on kindness and caring toward ourselves, while simultaneously noting that what arises in our experience, our thoughts, our emotions, the sensations in our body, are states of being. They arise out of the conditions that we live in, the conditions of the moment, what is brought through from the past, what we're leaning toward becoming, what we're experiencing at this moment. All of that brings the arising of moments of pleasant and unpleasant experience. Right? Welcome and entertain them all, says Rumi. So this is what I wrote in an edit of the Metta Sutta. Wishing in gladness and in safety may all states of being be at ease. Whatever state of being there may be, mild or intense, pervasive or powerful, brief or lasting. Include all states of being, those noticed and those unnoticed, those familiar and those unfamiliar, occurring in the past, the present, or the future. May all states of being be at ease. Let no state of being mislead us, nor any state of being cause us to despise ourselves. Let us not, through anger or ill will, wish harm upon any state of being. And so, with a boundless heart, one should cherish all states of being, radiating kindness over the entire experience. And freed from hatred and ill will, spread this kindness outwards and unbounded toward all other beings. I'll read it again. Wishing in gladness and in safety, may all states of being be at ease. Whatever state of being there may be, mild or intense, pervasive or powerful, brief or lasting, include all states of being. Those noticed and those unnoticed, those familiar and those unfamiliar, occurring in the past, the present, or the future, may all states of being be at ease. Let no state of being mislead us, nor any state of being cause us to despise ourselves. Let us not, through anger or ill will, wish harm upon any state of being. And so, with a boundless heart, one should cherish all states of being, radiating kindness over our entire experience, and freed from hatred and ill will, spread this kindness outwards and unbounded to all other beings. So this is the practice I suggest for this morning. As we practice with every thought, with every sensation in the body, with every emotion, with every sight or sound that arises during our sit, spread kindness and caring. Spread boundless and immeasurable love to everything that you experience. Be a protector and a guide, caring for each and all. So let's sit.